Hey there, and welcome back to Off the Rails, an educational monster train series where we explore content mods for the game. So we're back on our Hellhorned Pathogens nonsense again. It's interesting. I've been enjoying playing something a little weird and learning how to make it work, so it's been fun. I think I have some strong opinions about the clan in general. I think it's good. If I were giving it a rating, I would probably put it at like 3.5 out of 5. And you have to keep in mind that I don't think I would rate almost any of the existing clans as 5 out of 5, so take that number with a grain of salt. I do not think any of the clans are what I would describe as a perfect implementation or something. They all obviously have flaws, and flaws in general are a good thing, right? It's like you want the clan to have a downside that other clans can then shore up because of the way that the clans interact. So that's good. It's more that there are definitely a lot of duds in the base game so I don't think any clan is really perfect. And, I don't think this one is either. I think it obviously is some areas where I think it could improve, but whatever, it's all good. That's fine, right? I'm still having fun, and that's what matters. Now, I do want to play this time around using Super Virus, try this little thing again, see if I can see how this goes. It's in an interesting twist. None of my random pairings for this clan, Hellborn Pathogens, have been any of the ones that either summon units or have unit starters. It just hasn't happened. I haven't rolled into Implings, I haven't rolled into Dregs, and I haven't rolled into Shade Splitters. Or honestly, even Umbra at all, right? Because any Umbra would be pretty good for it. It's all been other stuff. I could force that, but I also enjoy the random secondary because it forces you to kind of address whatever challenges you're shown. So I think we're going to continue with the random. If I don't see anything of those varieties enough times, I might force it just to try it, right? The thing is, like, I know Super Virus is ridiculously broken with some morsel generation lines, right? It's just the nature of the thing. So we'll see. But regardless, we'll see what we roll into this time. So yeah, all right. Not much else to say. Our previous run was pretty good. We had a very interesting carrier run. I think carrier's an oddball, right? Now, someone did say in the comment section, I want to go to the logbook for this now that before I get into the run, because someone mentioned that Bioengineer 3 has some super secret bonus that doesn't show up on the other ones that makes it nuts. Now, the commentary was that it's so strong that it justifies the path, but it probably should come online earlier because the early levels of this are pretty rough. I haven't seen it, so I am a little interested in seeing what that is. I also have not actually gone with all the way in on culture ever since it got, I think it used to give health. Now that I can barely even remember it. It definitely got patched recently-ish where it stopped giving health and its stats were a little more counterbalanced. Still, I do think the culture for offense on the entire floor is pretty good, so I'm a big fan of that. I think I would end up doing was getting like 2 of these and then 1 of patient 0, so I was culturing myself, but so I am interested in Bioengineer 3, but today we're not going to have a chance to see it because we're going to play some Super Virus. There's a lot of stuff I actually haven't seen here either. We go over. I have not tried Super Spreader like at all, so that's interesting. I have done Frozen in Ice all the way, and I have done Hemorrhagic all the way. The Trample is a big boon, I think, but I struggled to get this guy scaling to a point where he felt good anyway. But again, I do think there are a lot of like challenges inbuilt into the clan in triggering its own abilities. It's curious because it's kind of like, what if, imagine Pathogens, if you will, as Stygian. It's like if Incant existed on Stygian, but all the base units were units. All the base cards, rather, were units, and you just didn't find spells. And you were like, what the heck? Why do you have Incant as like a trigger, right? Because you don't synergize with yourself. Or even better, if all of the spells you found were consumed, you'd be like, well, what the heck? I can trigger it a few times and then they're gone. Same kind of problem that pathogens have. But anyway, not much else to say. Let's go ahead and hop in. As always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see what the heck we run into today. Pathogens, let's do it. Clicking the button. Hey, we did it! Look at that! Queen's Implings! It's something! Alright, exciting. I'm interested to see how this pans out. Anyway, hopefully you're all doing well today. I'm doing just peachy. This is, what, like my 5th episode I've recorded today, so my voice is hopefully not coming to the end of its line. But regardless, we will persevere. I am trying to do a lot of recording in order to... Actually, believe it or not, because of the way this series gets recorded, you're seeing this before you see the other episodes of this that I've recorded today in my time. So that means you're seeing this while I'm on my corporate travel. Incredible. So I have been doing a ton of recording today in order to make up for the fact that I will not be around all week. So you're not going to be getting comment responses from me, and you probably noticed if you're used to me responding to those or anything like that. So, interesting. This is coming in at the tail end of the week, so there you go. Fair enough. This is why I have been quiet. Regardless, let's play some Monster Train. Today we are Exile Pathogens, Exile Hellhorned. Give me them Queen's Implings. We'll try to make that work out. We are facing Pushback Talos, Spell Shield Arcus, Sap Seraph with Swarm Tactics, Welder Helper, Specimen Catalog. Sure, cool. Welder Helper seems fine here. The unit that spawns, I can make things tanky with it. Swarm Tactics I've talked about before. I think it got a little over-nerfed. I think this guy could come back to a cozy 1 Ember cost and be fine. This basically got nerfed 3 ways at the same time. It used to be cheaper, so it got more expensive. It used to give health, so the health gain was removed, and it used to scale, I think, twice as fast, and that got halved. So, actually, no, that the number was the same. It used to scale the whole floor, and then it was reduced to 1 unit. I think the 1 unit is totally fine. I think that's actually preferred, but the triple nerf of increased cost, no AoE, no health is pretty brutal. I actually think there's 2 ways I would approach this. 1, I would be okay with a +2 swords here, right? So if you want this to be expensive, I think 2 for 2 is a fair trade. Or if you want to keep it at 1 because you want it to be a little bit slower, then I think it needs to go back to 1 cost. Right now, this feels a little overcosted. It's still a card I feel like if you're shown you need to work with because you need offensive scaling, right? So you just kind of have a slower, a little more garbage offensive scaling than something like, I don't know, Razor Sharp Edge, right? Now, obviously, this has a higher peak than Razor Sharp Edge, but it starts much slower. And as a result of it being slow, I think it needs to have one of these things slightly reverted. Anyway, the rest of this I don't have much to add about yet. Let's see, temples today are 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 5 temples. I like it. Big fan of any time we see that. It gives me a lot of flexibility. Now, this isn't a train wreck, so I'm not guaranteed to go to 200 or something, but we'll at least fight the Divinity and see what happens. Maybe we'll go hard, but we'll have to be strong enough for it. Dupe on 8 is on the steel side. Nothing special. Magic and steel on 7. Magic has a vortex. Steel has a cave. Trinket with money in the middle on 6 is okay. Magic Shop is better though, right? Yeah, Magic Shop Vortex has some cash on its side. There's no steel here worth noting. Meanwhile, there's no magic on 5 because we have the Hellvent Horde. Steel Shop competes. And then we also have a cave with the Steel Shop. Now, there is no Steel Shop again on 4, which means we actually do get a double Steel Shop early on. Alright, fair enough. There's a Hellhorn Banner and a Horde with money versus Magic Shop Vortex. Magic Shop's much stronger here in general, so keep that in mind. We do have a random Hellvent on 3. I'm probably not going there. I am going to be trying to show off Pathogens units, so I think I am going to be prioritizing going to the second steel shop here with a Pathogens banner, because on the Ring 2 steel shop we see a Hellhorned banner, and that's it, Forced Hellhorned, so fair enough. Now, Flee is a weird card, right? It applies Contagion 6 to the enemy with the lowest health, and then it applies Shard 1 to a random friendly unit with Shard. Okay, so this works with Super Virus, which is kind of cool. It's weird because this is a really nasty, bad interaction when you don't have this champion, right? There's very few cards that actually use Shard in the clan. It's how many cards actually do that, right? Let me think. I gotta think about that now. Does any of these... Okay, so Spliced Monstrosity uses it, and I knew the Cryogenic Storage did. So there's 2 that use Shard. And then, obviously, there might be rare units. I just haven't seen them yet, which happens. Okay, so there's a couple. There's 1 banner unit that uses Shard. Honestly, that's a pretty garbage trait. So I guess really what you're paying here is you're getting Contagion 6 to the enemy with the lowest health. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Scorched Steel, Volatile Gauge. Well, these are pretty rough. I think I don't really want Scorched Steel because it keeps the Implings from dying. But I do like the armor in general. Volatile Gauge is so bad. I guess I'll take Scorched Steel because it does something. And I think I do need the boost. Frozen in Ice versus Hemorrhagic. Well, we don't see the other one, unfortunately. That's okay. Super Virus is... Frozen in Ice is a fun guy. I like this path. I think this is kind of enjoyable to play. But I think I want to play something with Culture. So we're going to go with Hemorrhagic. And we'll move on from there. I want to lean in on the fact that we have units here. Oh, gosh. Spikes is dangerous? Kind of? I have... This is like kind of a ping, right? I think we're okay. It's kind of a ping. I need to be careful this guy doesn't completely murder me, though, right? So I think we just... Huh. Well... Bottom floor, maybe? I don't know. I kind of want to benefit from the shard gain on Flee, right? So I think we go Super Virus, Flee. Hey, wait, what? Oh, I see. That's so strange. You have to have shard to gain shard? Okay, well, I'm going to reset that because that seems weird, and I guess that kind of makes sense, but I wish it worked when something had... Right? It didn't have to trigger that interacts with shard, right? Because now I can click it and it does something, but... Huh, interesting. Well, fair enough. I am going to go Flee, which is good. I do want to play a Queen's Impling upstairs for the money. And then I wish to Queen's Impling here very well. I suppose I can go something like Train Steward, Queen's Impling here. I do take some damage, unfortunately. We just straight up lose on bottom floor. Our damage is so bad. All right, well, that's kind of tragic. All right, fair enough. You know, I guess I should have remembered that Super Virus is just completely awful early game. So that's absolutely exciting. Where does this 6 damage come from? I guess he gets hit and then the contagion. And then he gets popped, but he takes this. I don't actually know if we can do much here. So anyway, let's go ahead and click Specimen Catalog first. I wish for Flee downstairs. He at least gets one attack, which is, I suppose, something. It's pretty rough, though, huh? Man, we are really, really weak here. I can stop the incoming damage, I suppose. It's kind of rough. We'll do our best. Train Steward. Probably going to save me health to take the swarm tactics here. Yeah, I mean, it saved me 2 hits, so I think that's worth it. Okay, now... This is not going to help terribly much, but... Now I should 2 hits, I think, and then he dies to Contagion? Man, that's rough, but fair enough. Alright. Woof. Apply Replicate to a friendly unit. I struggle so much with Replicate in this clan. This is like, I get the idea, like, okay, great, it's Endless that goes away when you die, so I could, like, make a Queen's Impling Endless once? That's not even worth a card play. So, right? I wouldn't even take the low opportunity cost of 0 and consume in exchange for that. It's just so low value. It's crazy. I think I'm going to take the ping. Maybe I go with the Feverish Response. I'm going to take this because it does damage, actually. I think Intestinal Rupture is unfortunately a fairly bad card, right? If this did 5 damage and apply Contagion 6, we might be talking, but as it stands, this is pretty rough. I think I'm going to take Feverish Response here. Molting Imp? I like Vent, but I also like Molting Imp here. It cultures, right? I guess that's important. I'm going to take Vent so I can benefit from plus 30s, though. Let's go see... I need a banner unit, and I already took 21 damage. It's a multi-strike. That's good to see. I mean, it pretty much has to be Steelworker, right? I think it has to be Steelworker, whether I want it to be or not. And I'm going to take the multi-strike because they showed it to me. Like, we don't judge. And we're just going to load this guy up and chill, right? They gave it to me, so there it is. I'm going to plus 30 the Vent because that's good. Intrinsic, no. And then we chill at 25 because I think any more would be way too risky. And we move on. So Steelworker's nice. Maybe I see a good infusion from the clan, that like the Pathogens clan. What even are the infusions, though? I have to actually look. Pathogens, unit, essences. Has science gone too far? Okay. Sure. Sure. Antigen Mimic. Culture apply regen 2. Alright. A culture synergy sounds nice. Culture gains spikes 3. Culture gain armor? Maybe? It's such a low scalar. I don't know about that. None of them are particularly great. I think culture regen is probably the best. How am I feeling about this page? I think I can get away with this thanks to the upgrades on Steelworker, and I would like the money. We're playing top floor here. It's got to be Super Virus, Steelworker, Queen's Impling, and then we go and we generate the shard here. Okay, great. Progress. Guess we're playing Train Steward, then I'm gonna Specimen Catalog. We get the Queen's Impling up top, and then Train Steward again. Okay, fine. We're at least generating some damage here. So the correct answer is you flee first to generate the shard, then you play the Queen's Impling, and then we vent middle here because this guy scares me. That seems good. Okay, that seems fine. Play the Queen's Impling. Alright. Now downstairs I do want to put the flee down here because I want to kill these bat guys, right? I think Steelworker's doing a lot of work here. We're going to be okay. Let's kill our own unit. and then put in a welder helper, which boosts my damage in a significant way. And this should get us through this, right? It does, yes. Okay, it's fine. Alright, we got through this combat, we got the trial, we did our best. Got it, great, fantastic. Feverish response number 2, honestly, maybe I might take this. It's not terrible. Booster shot. Do I ever want to pay 1 Ember for 4 health? No, not really. I might consider this with high draw if it costs 0. It's just bad Steel Enhancer right now, which is real rough. So I think we skip that. Rage Imp. Yeah, give me that Fledgling Imp. Absolutely. Damage scaling. Wonderful. Let's go to the right. I want to look at Pathogens banners, and maybe we see an Endless. It's quick. It's not an Endless. Vero Demonologist. I mean, is this even a good defensive infusion? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, wouldn't I rather, now hear me out, Welder Helper's infusion, or just self-infuse him? Amount of contagion on the floor. No, that's a Skipperino as well. We're going to re-roll here. I'm going to look for an Endless. Yeah, Endless Imp is cooking. Alright, Endless Imp. Fantastic. Rage scaling will help. When you summon the second unit during a turn, draw 1 card and gain +1. When you summon your first unit each turn, add a Virion spell with Purge to your hand. So, Mitotic Division is essentially carving Karuska if you can pay the 1 Ember cost. So, it's carving Karuska but worse, but still probably pretty good. Research Notebook is... This is essentially your Queen's Tale equivalent, but I have to play 2 units in a turn. It's pretty likely to happen. But I think the Mitotic Division is stronger with an Endless Imp. So let's take that. Go to the cave. Spike Driver Colony is very funny. You could just get these shot repeatedly. Am I gonna consider the rail spikes here for damage? I don't think so. I would almost certainly rather just like hold over vent or something. All right, let's let this sit. Not happy about that. It's a pretty weak opener. I don't feel very strong. I'm going to move on. I don't think any of these purchases otherwise matter. So it's okay. We have an Endless Imp though, so that's pretty good. We're going to be relying on a dupe for an infuse on ring 5, I suppose. Okay, now the annoying thing about this is push back Talos. So I need to virus first. Ah, this works out because of the Purge Virion, which is actually perfect. And then we take the Virion and she punches that Virion. Great. Honestly, exceptional. Perfect. Next, I would sure like it if I can... I'm going to definitely Feverish Response middle. I want to flee middle maybe too. I think I have to Feverish Response here, right? I think I need to flee as well. Yeah, I think I needed to do that. So I didn't trigger the Mitotic Division there. Alright, this is going to be... Queen Zimpling. Great. And then I can kick a Virion in as well. Great. We clear the floor. Fantastic. I'm just going to play this Imp, and we're going to blast mid-floor, I think, and that's fine. Okay. Alright, it's good. She comes upstairs now. Queen Zimpling. Alright. Now, I would like to... A culture gains some pretty big benefits here, I think. +7 here. I'd like her to kill that. What if I put this on another floor? That seems good. I'll take it. I want to be able to put the Rage Imp down if we draw into it. Yeah, here you go. Now, unfortunately, immediate punish for Scorched Steel, though it did help me on another combat, so it could be worse. Let's see. It does gain armor from this because, of course it does. Well, we tried. Now that combat preview was definitely wrong, right? I'm not crazy. I think we're stuck. I think they're stuck on the floor here. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Let's go ahead and hit Flee here and do our best. Yeah, top floor is trapped, but that's okay. I think what you do is you do Train Steward, and then we can still... Right, we can do Flee here, and then we can still get a Virion out, at least, which is good. Yeah, we can kind of cheese it a little bit in that respect. And then Swarm Tactics to finish it out, toss a Flee and blast it. It's fine. I couldn't play the Imp as much as I wanted, but we do at least get through the combat, taking no damage. So that's a good sign. Hyper Lasik Spike. Give a friendly unit +3 attack and health, and an additional +1/+1 for each friendly unit spawned during this battle. Okay, or I can click Pandemic, which is basically Inferno. Yeah, I mean, the truth that you have to understand here is that this is actually worse than Inferno, which is ridiculous. It does have some synergy with Contagion, I suppose, but like in practice, I think this is just like worse than Inferno. It's bad Inferno, and I'm still going to click it because as it turns out, Inferno is that good. Here we go. Asymptomatic Carrier is something, right? That's a something infusion. Apply 10 Contagion to everyone. Probably pretty decent, right? Gosh, I don't know, actually. I guess it maybe synergizes with Pandemic. He's got a good stat line. I like that. 1040 is a pretty solid card. Unfortunately, he's 3 space. His infusion doesn't give the space, right? No, it doesn't. Plus 10 health. Is that actually better than just self-infusing Steelworker? I don't think it is, right? Even with the synergy. The challenge, of course, is I have to dupe Steelworker to do that. So there's really only the opportunity at ring 8, which interferes with other possible choices. I just don't think the culture is a very good choice here, right? I didn't get the culture synergy on the champion. Otherwise, I might consider it. I think we skip here and we go for the late dupe on this. And is it just card draw? Or maybe Ember, actually. Everything costs so much. What are you? Curse? No, you're Spell Shield. Drawing cards seems pretty important, but a lot of this stuff is pretty much unplayable right now. We're very expensive. I'm going to take the Ember, I think. We're extremely expensive. I could go hunt for it, but I think the removals are probably better, and I could get some -1s, so I'm going to do that. We're just going to burn Train Stewards here because they are not cultures. They're simply too large. Super Spreader. Okay. Apply Contagion 3 per shard to enemy units, but it's on Revenge. So we're going to go all in on Hemorrhagic because these all seem to have some kind of big payout. A -2 on Pandemic is pretty good. An Intrinsic on nothing is also pretty good. As far as infusions go, I don't think we actually do any right now. Permafrost. I mean, making Pandemic free is pretty great. I think I actually want to do Swarm Tactics to free, though. Plus 10? It's pretty good. I'm going to go Feverish Response plus 10 here. Spin that. Alright, no holdover. Unfortunate. I do want to make Swarm Tactics free. No holdover. Yeah, it's a shame. I go dupe next, so I think I purchase a removal on a Trained Steward here. Yes. Okay, so we're doing alright. I can buy a plus 10, but I think I'd rather keep Feverish Response open for like 10 in piercing, maybe? Although that really belongs on Pandemic, I suppose. Maybe I just put a plus 10 in it and blow a guy up. Yeah, we'll just put a plus 10 in it and blow a guy up. That seems good. Okay, moving on. Armor Emblem. Dangerous. Risky. We could possibly get over this. I think we're probably okay. I think I'm going to leak a little bit. I have a real hard time measuring my strength here. So that's super something to keep in mind. And then, wait, I just go Virion downstairs, which does something, I suppose. Sure, yeah, fair enough. Alright, I am happy to have seen the Fledgling Imp opener. Now, he doesn't die if I actually click. Yeah, he doesn't actually die if I click this, but I sure would like plus 12 damage on the floor. But I think I benefit way more from just playing the Imp, right? So let's Imp here, and then Virion downstairs. Okay, we leak pretty much this whole wave. Like, actually this whole wave, but it's not over yet. Now, the nice thing about Pandemic is it does straight up murder this guy. I can do Flee for the Shard, then I put the Fledgling Imp, then I put the Virion. Yes. Then I put Swarm Tactics in. And I take 9 damage. Interesting challenges. I think I don't want to take 9 damage. Unfortunately, that means the Rage Imp chills. But that will have to do, I suspect. Alright, we get a Virion, though, which I do appreciate. So that's good. We take 6 damage now? True. Okay. Maybe I should be... I wonder if I should be putting the friggin' Steelworker in the back here. It's kind of a wild idea, but it's not the craziest idea I've thought of. Right? Flee, and then I think I play the Welder Helper and then vent here. Man, you do live, don't you? That's... Is it better to put it in back? I actually think it is. Hold up. This is a very strange realization. This guy is actually tankier than he looks. 30 health. He's only 10 health behind. We do it this way, and this works out pretty well. Huh. And then we just play a bunch of stuff downstairs for the same reasons as before. Fine. Okay. Then it is Fledgling Imp, which gives you... The Virion is wrong to play there. It's true. I could flee up here. I think it's correct. It buffs the Shard, which in turn... If I was going to do that, I think the right order is you have to flee first. and then you play it. So you want to flee first, because then when I click this, he gets more damage. And then I play this Virion. And I want to stop this incoming damage, so I blast here. And it looks very similar to before, but that's okay, right? We clear everything here but 5, which is alright, I suppose. Suppose we click it. It's still fine. Then we blast, then we get this, then we blast. So we take, what, 5 here? Okay. Then we go Feverish Response. Do I click Welder Helper here? It does get this kill, doesn't it? It sure does get that kill, doesn't it? Seems decent. I think it's worth it, and then we do simply vent. Doesn't really change much, but it does get the kill. I just Pandemic downstairs. I think that's going to be correct here. I don't want to take this guy's Slay triggers, so I think we don't. And we just let this ride. You hit that Feverish Response, and we get the Swarm Tactics down. I think this wins, right? Yeah, it does. Alright, sure. Virion, 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 and then suddenly we have a very normal and good damage number. It's a tricky champion to work with. He's kind of like... The problem you have with this guy is he's basically like Reaper Prince for half the game, and then finally becomes good after Ring 7. Or not even great, just like good. It's tough. You don't need a Reaper Prince is the problem. That's not what we're looking for in a clan or a champion. So I really do think hindsight, the Frozen in Ice is just lands in a well beyond the best path. Nausea. Apply Dazed 1 and Contagion 6 to enemy units. It's pretty good. I think we click it. I think so. Yeah, Pyre Chomper seems good here, actually. How does Impish Scholar feel? It lets me bring back Specimen Catalog? Okay, I'm not impressed. We'll take the Pyre Chomper. I would... You know, I'm not actually as impressed with this as I wanted to be. I'll be real with you. We're going to the right. I think I do need this dupe. Yes, I talked about this. Persial's Horde. What is this? Gain +1 shard each time it is applied to a friendly unit. I mean, okay. Sure. Alright, that seems decent. And suddenly we win? I don't know, maybe. And suddenly we're actually cracked? It's possible. You want to just spell chain the vent and give up on finding a holdover? There's a pretty good chance we see it anyway. I don't think we want to give up on it quite yet. Yeah, I don't really want these things. I think we chill here. I'm going to go ahead and dupe. What is more important? Fledgling Imp self-scaling and damage, or Steelworker armor? I'm going to say damage, actually. I think it's got to be Fledgling Imp, and then we dupe him, or rather self-infuse him here. This just seems like it has to be correct. Later on, we'll do the other part of this. We'll move on here. 80 is fine. I'm not strong? Correct. Heaven's Seal seems like a great way to die here. I don't feel that powerful. If I had the trample in play, maybe. Okay. Now, this, I feel like, is kind of silly. We go Super Virus. Yes. I then go... but I have to play a unit first. Okay. We have to generate Shard before I can hit Flee. I really don't want to click anything here. That is a good chunk of damage, but I really don't want to give this guy, like, let this guy farm on me. Maybe I should have played them in a different order for this particular combat because the tanky guy is in back. I'm gonna chill. That doesn't seem good. Seems dicey. Yikes. This is definitely pretty bad. Yeah, I don't feel great about our prospects here. I would like to get Virion down here, so we're going to play at least something. It does something. And I'm going to kill the front guy here. Okay, this seems awful. Okay, so click flee. Then play Queen's Impling. Then we Feverish Response. And we play Virion. That might be the best we're getting here. Did this guy murder me? 4 hits? Gosh, he does 60 damage. Yikes. Feeling bad about that. Now, fortunately, the tools are here to win now. That's good, right? And we can give a Swarm Tactics to the back and feel okay about it. Alright, well, we made it past this. Now, I do need to make sure my units don't die. Unfortunately, it is not clear if that's possible. We have just an obnoxious scaler here, which is really rough, but fine. I still think I do want to vent here. Okay, it's acceptable. I already do 1 billion D damage here. Although, fortunately, we did roll the Pandemic, which is great. Awesome. Let's go ahead and just send it on bottom floor stuff here. Do damage in the back. I think we out. I think we made it. Think so. Shard. Alright, we're doing great. Just yell it. This feels good to just scream. Alright, let's click Feverish Response because I can actually spawn something else which is cool. Which also spawns something else which is cool. So, that's exciting. Yeah, sure, 465. The number looks really good once you get to this point, but it's really terrible until you hit Trample. So, it's just... Now, destructive testing, I don't actually think the replicate portion of this is particularly good. The part I think is good is that you destroy it and draw it. So, this is actually great for the purposes of killing my imp and replaying my imp. Yes. Great. I don't want another Inferno. I already drafted one. I do need health. I think I'm pretty weak right now. Magic shop. I like the idea of a magic shop. Am I going to leak here? I think we're maybe okay. I think we're maybe okay. Let's go left. Bit of a gamble. I want to cut some bad stuff. So last train steward is gone. I'm not sure about some of this. Let's go ahead and go to the magic shop. You got a holdover over here somewhere? Now, let me talk about this. Pandemic double stack is basically double damage, right? Contagion 40, and then they do take double. They take the damage equal to the amount of contagion on everyone. Now, I do actually think Nausea might be a more important play here. Dazed 2 is pretty decent. It is decent. Man, this card is good, but also rough. I don't know. Dazed 1 to 2 is always the tough spot, right? It's like Tiresome Climb feels really meaty when you have a 2 to 4 jump. It's so expensive. Is this worth it? I have tanks, is the thing. I don't think that's worth it. I'm going to go ahead and -1/-1 a Swarm Tactics here, so it's playable. And I think we're not doing the double stack. Permafrost. What do you permafrost here? Destructive testing? This is nice because, I mean, I pretty much can always play this, but maybe I buy removals instead. Not actually sure. Make Swarm Tactics free. Buy a removal on something. Welder Helper is not terrible, but I don't think he's great either. What else is on this side? I do get another cut here. I could cut the other Welder Helper. I don't mind his existence because of destructive testing, so I think I'll leave one. I'm going to cut a Flea so I can redraw better cards as well. Okay, let's chill on shards, because I'm scared. Going to Magic Shop again, I think. On Ring 8, we're duping Self-Infusing Steelworker, and we're hopefully going to see Railhammer somewhere, or I don't know how we stay alive. It's tough. I think we do need to move on here, yeah. Okay, Permafrost I don't think is worth it. We could always destructive testing something. Let's move on. Alright, 11 health. Just don't leak anything. It's fine. This is a tricky clan. There's something about this clan that's always a struggle, Fiesta. Oh great, Rally Shard, my favorite. And I have to play into it, so fantastic. I have to play the Steelworker first. Who goes in front? Big heavy hitter goes in front? Fine. Then once I have the shard in play, then I click Flee twice. Do I click the Virion right now? No, I'm going to put it downstairs for now. I'm actually just going to burn this specimen catalog. It's not particularly helpful. That should kill the rest of them. They have one thing. Yeah, great. Alright, here's Queen Zimpling. Neat. Great. I'm going to blow it up and then draw something. Oh, it draws the same guy because it gives him... Does it give him Endless first? Oh, gross. Alright, that's not what anyone wanted. I guess I'm going to play another man and then blow him up, though. It is scaling, technically. Alright, mid-floor clears out. That's decent. Pyre Chomper... Queen Zimpling, Virion, so I can Swarm Tactics it up. I do want to Pandemic bottom. That seems decent. Clears the entire floor. Great. Queen Zimpling. Fantastic. We did the kill. We did it. Virion. Lee? I don't want to mess with it. We'll put it downstairs. It was pretty close. He would have leaked almost certainly. Alright. Now, here we can do Fledgling Imp. We sacrifice Fledgling Imp, and then we play him again. Incredible work. Except I actually think I want to play him mid-floor. Yeah, seems good. I don't want to give this bottom floor any ideas, so I think I'm hanging out. Yeah, in this mid-floor, there are a few things I'm scared of. This mid-floor, it scares me. Put a Virion on the floor. Actually, play Flee twice, then put a Virion on the floor. Swarm Tactics is actually doing a relevant amount of scaling now. Alright, and then they give me another Rally Shard, which sucks. It's okay, because I hit him with the Pandemic. Hit him with the Pandemic. I'm going to play Virion. Incredible math. Hit him with the Virion. Hit him with the Pandemic first. Got him. Hit him with the feverish response. And then do 500 damage to the boss, because that seems way more effective than the alternatives. Fantastic. We'll play Flee, Flee, Swarm Tactics twice. I'm going to let this damage come in. I am, yeah. I think it's right to do it. I want to make sure I can play something if I redraw it here. Yeah, it's Fledgling Imp time. But we go, wait a second, Flee, Flee, then Fledgling Imp, because it makes my damage higher. Then I guess we've hit this man with a Pandemic and do a 90 damage to him. He's the only guy with Contagion. Okay. Fledgling Imp. Virion. And we're winning, right? 847 damage seems decent. Okay. Whew, we made it past the combat without dying. Great work. You know what could save our run? Just play Transcend Imp, right? Evolving Resistance and Speleogenesis. Apply attuned to all non-healing damage spells in your hand. Apply plus 10 magic power to all healing spells in your hand. Absolutely not. Not a chance. This doesn't even synergize with the clan's own starting card. It just doesn't do damage. That's awful. That's really rough, actually. Now, Evolving Resistance. Here's the thing. I've never figured out what makes this work. Right? The last time I played this, it was just a complete mess. So I am extremely confused by how this actually is supposed to behave. I tried to play, I almost exited out. That would have been a terrible moment. I would have lost that card draft. This card is, like, it worked for me, but was a complete nonsense play. Right, so Purge. You play it, it purges. When I play it, I apply armor, and then I add a stronger version of the card to my hand. Okay. Now, the new version has the same purge. Okay, so it purges when you play it. Adds armor and rage 3 to friendly units. As written, that seems pretty decent here. But I do think Transcend Imp is just... If Transcend Imp's not the strongest option here, what am I doing? So, yeah, okay. Card draw? Probably. Yes, it is. Okay. Now I want to go look at Steel Shops, because if I see Endless, the game is saved. Yep. Great job. Show me Endless, Monster Train. Incredible. Monster Train has blessed me on this day. Endless Transcend Imp. Fantastic. 0 effort required. I even have the Pyre Chomper, y'all. Game is free. Thank you, big beefy friend lad. I'm going to go ahead and take destructive testing here. This seems strong. Intrinsic, huh? I don't think I want that. Alright, incredible. Fantastic. We did it. Bone Dog. Bone Dog could actually be helpful here because my health is so low, but I do actually think Purging is stronger. Still. Alright, Purge. I do not want the bad Queen Zimpling. We will destroy you. Alright, there you go. Go hang out with Bone Dog. Incredible work. Hemorrhagic 3. Finally, I get Trample. I feel like I have a real champion now. Incredible work. Alright, we did it. Alright, fantastic. Now, next, the most important thing I can do is Self-infused Steelworker. Can I actually get to... How much damage do you gain? What, like 3? So he's 9. Then he gains 6, so it's 9, 18. Then he has 9, then he has 27. So 9, 18, 27. So he generates it by 9s here. Okay. I think I can steal the money here and live. Because the first wave is just one man. And that does not frighten me. Super Virus first. I will now actually protect you. Okay. We click Queen Zimpling. Or actually, I click Welder Helper here. I then blow him up. And I click Welder Helper. And I blow him up. And we can't afford to play anything anymore. Great. Cool. Play Pyre Chomper. How do I defeat you? Interesting challenges abound. How do I wish to defeat this man? I do not want... I would like this imp to die next turn. So I think we go and play it on bottom. He dies anyway. I'm not really worried about this. I will flee twice upstairs. And I will put the Virion middle. They all still die. +7. Okay. Alright, now wait for it. We go Imp middle. Hold. Transcend Imp. Oh god, he has too much armor. Hold up, wait. Feverish response saves the day. Unbelievable. A genius tier play. What do you mean? I just figured it out. Now, I would like him to actually kill my unit, so incredible work. We did it. And I only had to pay all my Ember to do it. Okay, look. Playing the Welder Helper was obviously a mistake, okay? I apologize, Monster Train, for my hubris. It was very clearly a mistake. I will never make this mistake again. I promise you. Monster Train, no. Oh, God. What have I done? What have I done? I'm gonna stop some of this damage coming in. That's fine. I have done something truly terrible on this day. Okay, wait. We're fine. It's actually okay. We kill this guy. Hold up. Hold. Hold. Queen Zimpling. Amazing. Look at that. Genius tier. Destructive testing. Then we kill him again. Then hold. Wait. Okay, he's actually too powerful. He's actually way too powerful, it turns out. But that's okay. We just kill everything and win. Just win? Right? Just win the game. Okay, we did it. Alright. Nailed it. Just win. That's that simple. Alright. Incredible work. I'm going to go ahead and click Nausea on this particular turn, because I don't feel like taking 1,000,000 damage. Virion, let's go. Plus 132. Finally, I feel like I have a good chance of winning the combat. Here, wait, I can kill an ally. I am a genius. This is absolutely unhinged. I think we still win, though, right? I think so. Here, I can actually play another man up here. Cool. Great. I have never seen Ember again in my life. There is no Ember. All the Ember is gone. All of it is missing. Okay, we did it. Great work, Code Team. Just bonk him for 1,200. Alright, so this is exactly the thing, right? That you basically just, like, suffer this champion for 6 rings, And then your whole plan is, oh baby, we finally did it. I'm going to take another destructive testing. It's good. I'm going to take important work. It's also good. And then we finally get there. And we go to the right here, and they show me Railhammer in the shop, and we all laugh. The first Hell Pact. I don't have any X-Costers, right? Vent, but that doesn't count. Pyrostone housing? I mean, would I take another plus 25 health? Yes. Honestly. Another Endless? I don't want it, no. Refresh. Quick? I'll take a... Is Battlestone worth like 100 and something gold? Ball of Phlegm. 4 stacks of Contagion when I apply Contagion. Well, that's terrible here, but I can see the world where that's neat. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this. Earn 25% more money. No, I don't want to. Video game, how could you? Anyway, here's Steelworker number 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and make Steelworker number 1 twice as good. Fantastic. Tendon Piercing is going into Pandemic. Incredible work. Plus 30, I'm just making Vent do plus 60 now. Fine. It's a big bomb. It's good. And then the rest of this is buying removals on terrible stuff, right? I actually think there's a serious argument for Hell's Banners here. Just unironically, Hell's Banners is pretty tempting. Yeah, I'll click it. I'm going to buy removals on some trash. The specific trash I want to get rid of is Welder Helper. Look, after what I did on that last combat, I don't want to talk about it, okay? We'll get rid of Queen's Impling as well. I think I can afford one more. Ah, we're 20 gold off. The bummer. That's okay. All good. Quick. I'm not buying it. Nope. Alright, we move on. Sure. 170 out of 100. It is a run of Monster Train, the video game. I think we've stabilized. I think this run has basically just been suffer the first 6 rings, and then this dude just goes nuts, right? This dude just goes completely crazy with power. Basically, right? I mean, that's like straight up it. Let me just blow this thing up. And then, great. I do want to try to bait you to another floor, possibly. Cool. Hey, look, it's Pyre Chomper. We did it. Pyre Chomper's here. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and shoot middle. Pandemic. I'm just going to click Pandemic because this seems like a good card to play here. Great job. Swarm Tactics. I'm going to vent bottom floor to get rid of that nonsense. Seems okay. Hey, rude to come upstairs. Rude. Very rude. I do want to get Rage going. Rage. Fantastic. Now, I actually think maybe 2 times Rage is better here. So we go Rage 1. And then we drop it there. And then we play Queen's Impling for big scaling. And then he gets shot. And then it's flee, flee. And we let this ride. Because I want Transcend Imp to die. And then we, I guess, Nausea downstairs and play a Virion for fun. Because it forces Seraph to go that way. Got him. And so here you can just do things like Fledgling him. And then we go upstairs and we just click Transcend him and we shotgun everything. And then I destructive testing and we keep doing it. And that seems pretty reasonable. And then we do it again. And that seems still, you know, pretty reasonable. And then we just shoot him. And it's all pretty good, if I'm being honest with you, right? There's just almost no downside to anything that has just happened. So, wonderful, right? Just truly wonderful. And then he comes back upstairs and we go, oh no, what has happened? And I simply play Transcend Imp and end this for them, right? Here's a Virion. Cool. I take 30 damage, and I'm not really mad about it. I could stop this damage, but I actually want to play the Transcend Imp again, so, you know, fair enough. He goes middle. Great work. Ah, cool. This is fun, because now is when you simply go, alright, Transcend Imp. Great. I'm going to click get rid of him. I'm going to do it again. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Great. Fantastic. And then to finish, I'm just going to Transcendent middle floor. And that's pretty cool. And then I guess I Pandemic bottom floor for funsies. Swarm Tactics upstairs. Great work. Go team. And then he comes upstairs. And that's fantastic news for him. So we just T-Ya. Cool. And then I blow up T-Ya. And then I do T-Ya again. And then, hey, wait, I kill T-Ya. And then I play T-Ya again, and here, toss a Virion at it, and you're dead. Good job. Cool. Bonk. We're out. Great job. We got a Prerelentless kill. Hooray, go team. We did not get blank pages. I was actually kind of hoping we would, because that seems silly. That seems like that would be funny. Okay, and then we do the same thing again and simply hope for the best. Guy sweeps for 15. That is terrifying. Play the flea. Now I can and I will straight up stop this damage coming in and then let the armor generate a bit. This will help, right? It's good to have armor. Okay. Nothing really we can do here. I guess I play the Swarm Tactics. I'm going to go ahead and vent, and then, I mean, that's not very helpful, right? We'll blast a guy, I'll play the flea upstairs, and then I'll nuke it, I suppose. Not ideal. Suboptimal, really. But that's okay, right? We have the tools. And the tools are kill this one imp. Play this imp again. Cool. Then play this imp up here. Great. Then do it again. Yeah, good. Great. We'll specimen catalog so I can get out the other Virion. And then blast it. Now, the unfortunate thing is shards are a little high. I don't have great wave-wide defense here, so we're feeling a little bit spicy. I'm playing some imps. That's cool. I'm probably just going to Shadow Realm upstairs, but I might not need to. So the way we do this is we play Transcend Imp first. We then play Transcend Imp again. We then play a Virion, which actually does keep Steelworker among the living, which lets me do Pandemic mid-floor, which pretty close to kills everything. Then we put Flea upstairs for funsies. Okay, alright, fair enough. I don't know if I'm very confident in our situation, but we are playing a run of Monster Train the video game, so with any luck, we'll pull it off. Just go faster than the Divinity goes, alright? That's the rule. Just stop worrying and kill the Divinity before you run out of health. It's absolutely simple. It's so simple, in fact. Wait, why don't I just keep clicking the cards and just win? Just absolutely win, brother. Why are you concerned? Cool, the game is free, just do 1,000,000 damage. Alright. Look, I don't know why you're all worried about this. Look, it's fine, alright? It's easy. The game is so simple. It's baby. It's baby simple. Yeah, it's so easy, in fact. I can't believe you're even worried about it. Just critically trivial. Just, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, we just blow up bottom floor. That's cool. Great job. Don't click anything. Look at this. It's easy. We won. All right. Good grief. He's just racing up here. If it weren't for Transcendent, we're just dead. Dead in the water there by so wide a margin, it's not even funny. You know, the fact that I had to be propped up by Transcendent, it is what it is, but we get the win. How do I feel about this? Let's talk. Run summary. I don't like how you spend 6 rings babying this thing for it to finally be good. I feel like I could have just made a much stronger run with Frozen in Ice. Imagine, if you will, the run that uses that instead. We have 3 self-infused multi-striking steelworkers, okay? And I just camp Frozen in Ice on top floor and just buff them constantly. Easy. Absolutely simple. Bottom floor then just goes nuts with, or whatever, with Fledgling Imp and Transcend Imp or something. Super Virus then gets played for Relentless and a Transcend Imp tanks for him or something, right? It's so simple. This form is what? Basically Dire Channel, except it has a good finisher on rank 3, right? I do think that this gets a little silly fast, right? Especially because you have to understand I had the Ice Core, right? So this should be the equivalent. I also had the Bloody Mitotic Division. This should be like Founding Seal. I don't even. It's like double Founding Seal Soul Guard, right? And yet I still feel like Soul Guard would have done better. Now, obviously, not Titan Channel, right? Titan Channel, I mean, sorry, not Titan Channel. I'm talking about Dire Channel. Dire Channel does not even come close, right? Because it doesn't have Trample in the base game. Dire Channel is abysmal. But this is basically Dire Channel. It just ramps. What is that? It's not exponential. It's not quadratic either. It's not linear. What is it? The slope of its damage, it depends if you're talking about the damage gain or the damage over time, right? I think his damage does have a quadratic curve, right? But I think the amount that's gained, or rather the derivative of it, would be a linear growth in damage. It grows like Transcendimp does, right? So that is why the number gets so big. I didn't mean to get into math. I'm not working today. Don't make me work today. Anyway, the point is, this is a little silly. I don't really like that he gets the trample so late. I don't like that he's just one big hit. I mean, he's good for Relentless at least, but I feel like the other path is just leaps and bounds better. Now, I do think that you can imagine a world where this goes completely ridiculously mad with power. Sure, fine. I don't necessarily think that's interesting, though. I even had imps and everything. I tell you what, though, destructive testing, I don't really care about the replicate part of this. In fact, the replicate part of this is bad because it made my Queen Zimplings come back, and I didn't want that. It's really good just to kill a unit and then replay it. So it's great with Transcend Imp or Fledgling Imp or stuff like that. A really good card for that purpose. But otherwise, not a big fan, right? I kind of think it should just say sacrifice, right? Just say use the sacrifice keywords instead of destroy it. But you can kind of see how much cleaner the important work text is, right? It even has a little tooltip for kill a friendly unit of the required type in order to play this card. But anyway, I made Baby Inferno, which was fine. That's good. I liked it. Swarm Tactics with enough -1s eventually became pretty decent. I liked those. Nausea bought me a turn. Fine. Yeah, pretty decent overall. It ended up still being erased. Despite the fact that I felt strong, we obviously weren't that strong. Also, I think I went too hard on shards. 170 seems like it was too much. Divinity was doing 15, which is not great. I think like 12 or something would have been more tolerable. It was adding up quickly. So, I don't know. This feels like it should have been stronger than it was, considering I high rolled out of my mind on like double founding seal here. I'm not a big fan of this super virus business. Not a huge fan of how this played out. But it's acceptable. It was functional. It ended up mattering. It won. It's fine. I'm not really sure what my suggestion would be here. I don't have a great one. It didn't feel satisfying to basically have to baby this champion for half the run and then in the end go, oh, and now he does 2,000 damage. Even though most of the work is, like a huge part of the work is transcendent anyway. Steelworker was doing 1,000 damage, so like what am I talking about, right? But anyway. I don't really have much else to add, so I think I'm going to let it go there. But we get the W. Incredible. Go team. And I'll let you go. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Oh, and also, I'm always interested in what your thoughts are on this modded stuff. This is something that I used to do a lot more of, but it wasn't performing very well on the channel, and it's doing all right now. So I'm interested. If you have thoughts, let me know. Anyway, take care, y'all.